To the number one daily Bitcoin pod. Let's get it. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis as Bitcoin recaptures $28,000. And did you know Bitcoin price is up 3.6 billion% since it was first priced above zero 14 years ago? That's right. Also in today's show, billionaire on paper, the FTX CTO, Gary Wang, reveals Alameda's privileges amidst the ongoing exchange scandal. I'll be breaking this down for you. Day 4, live from court, as well as ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood says the odds are going up for a Bitcoin spot ETF approval. That's right. Also, Bitwise CIO expects the US spot Bitcoin ETFs to see $55 billion worth of inflows. Send it. Also in today's show, I'm going to be sharing 6 reasons why the Bitcoin price is likely to smash $200,000 tied to BlackRock's ETF approval. Also breaking news, the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser, predicts Bitcoin astronomical flight to $220,000 per coin as all hell breaks loose. Quoting him here, the central banks will print a wall of money visible from outer space, $220,000 short-term Bitcoin target in play. Send it. Let's freaking go. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market, all this, plus so much more in today's show. And everyone just joining us, be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And if you gain value out of today's episode, the greatest compliment you can do, smash that like, as it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. Also be sure to support the new clips channel where I'm uploading daily shorts and clips taken from this live stream. Visit clips.cryptonewsalerts.net. And we also have an Espanol channel, which is officially live as of yesterday with all the content dubbed 100% in Spanish. You can find it at espanol.cryptonewsalerts.net. Welcome to everyone just joining us. This is pod episode number 1423. I'm your host, JV. Today is October 6th, 2023. The Bitcoin price is pumping. You gotta love it. Everyone be sure to say hello in that live chat. And as you know, each and every day, I read everyone's comments out loud. So let's get it, shall we? Let's kick off today's show with our market watch. As we do each and every day, you can see the market returned in the green, which we love to see. Bitcoin on the cusp of 28,000. We also have Ether, BNB, XRP, Cardano, Solana, and all the major cryptos, as you can see, pumping in the green. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, we're sitting at a 1.10 trillion market cap, the highest it's been in quite some time, with roughly 26 billion in volume the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance continues on the rise, right on the cusp of hitting that 50% level, currently at 49.8%, with the Ether dominance, which has been on the decline as of recent, currently sitting at 18.1%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past 24 hours, we got Render as a top gainer leading the pack, up roughly 6%, trading at $1.79, followed by Avalanche, up almost 5%, trading at $10.65, followed by Injective, up 4%, trading at $7.83. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past week, a sea of gains for the altcoin market. The biggest loser, and not that many, is Rune, down 9.6%. The rest of the market is up, which we love to see. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated a 50, dead in the middle, which is neutral. Yesterday was a 48, last week was a 48, and last month a 42 in fear. Now, which altcoins, if any, are you most bullish on for this market, for the bull coming to a theater near you? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. Now let's break down today's Bitcoin technical analysis and check out the charts and where the Bitcoin price is likely to go next as we continue this month of October. Let's go. As you can see here, Bitcoin saw a snap retest of 27,000 around the October 6th Wall Street open as a wild card United States employment data rattled the markets, which we can see here in the Bitcoin 1-hour candle chart. Data from Cointelegraph and TradingView followed Bitcoin's price as the largest crypto lost 2% in a single hourly candle. A subsequent rebound saw the bulls recover those losses with 27.7, the area of interest from before the data release, now back in focus, and we're about to reclaim 28,000 as we're tinkering right at that level at the time of this recording. The volatility came thanks to the U.S. non-farm payrolls, jumping to almost double the number of expected for September to 336,000 versus 170,000, now demonstrating the labor market's ongoing resilience to the Fed's counterinflation measures in the form of interest rate hikes. The implications of the September result were nonetheless viewed as bad for risk assets, including crypto. Quoting popular trader Crypto Nuevo, good news is bad news since the Fed wants the labor market to lose strength. So given this increase, it surprises me that the unemployment rate stayed the same at 3.8%. So I believe that the data will be revised down and it will be much lower. What's your thoughts, fam? Let me know in that chat. And like others, Crypto Nuevo nonetheless eyed the increasing likelihood of another rate hike from the Fed at the November meeting of the Federal Open Market Committee. He also shares that the market understands this data as a new threat for a potential new 25 BSP hike November 1st, with 25% probabilities given yesterday versus 31.3% probabilities today. Now, as you can see here, we have CPI on Thursday next week, and that'll hopefully give us a clearer view. Now, CPI, better known as Consumer Price Index, forms one of the key inflation indicators for the Fed policy. And quoting the Keiser letter, furthermore, the Fed pause was previously expected until June of 2024, but now a pause is expected until July 2024. Market futures just fell 400 plus points after this report. This is not what the Fed wanted to see. Well, hallelujah, F the Fed, just saying, fam. Looking at Bitcoin's specific reaction, popular trader Scoo showed spot and derivative traders exiting on the NFP print as outlined here on X. Spot sold and perps puked after the jump in NFP. The shorts are chasing a bit more here, likely PVP for the rest of the morning. Now, he also shared we need to see the Fed tone and posturing first to weigh the probability. An updating analysis from earlier October 6th, we have trader Dan Crypto Trades highlighting the declining Bitcoin open interest. That's right, this had hit levels that previously initiated spurts of upside followed by downside volatility. Quoting him here, that's another $600 million in open interest lost since yesterday's high, getting the more average and healthy levels again. Preach. Let's freaking go. So there you have it, crypto fam. How many of you are bullish for this October? Let me know in the comments right down below. Now let's break down our next story of the day. Did you know Bitcoin is up over 3.6 billion% since the inception? That's freaking right. Numbers don't lie, fam. As I tweeted a little earlier, Bitcoin price up 3.6 billion% since it was first priced above zero, literally 14 years ago as of yesterday. That's right. A home miner at the time, New Liberty Standard, notably used the price of electricity to calculate the exchange rate, factoring how much it cost for him to power his personal computer as he mined coins with little competition. At the time, he reached the conclusion that 1,309 Bitcoin were worth $1, meaning that a single US dollar can buy the Bitcoin produced by 26 blocks. The calculation marked the first time that anyone had priced Bitcoin above zero. As noted by Rizzo, Satoshi Nakamoto never priced Bitcoin, nor, as far as he knew, offered to buy or sell Bitcoin for dollars. And here's the exchange rate from 2009. Numbers don't lie, fam. This is absolutely insane, where $1 equals over 800 BTC. Now, the data is notable as since then, Bitcoin, we know, is the world's first crypto, achieved a staggering milestone with its price soaring by over 3.6 billion%. And if we fast forward to present day, and Bitcoin has become a household name, as we all know, a symbol of financial innovation and the escape valve out of the matrix and a store value. It has weathered countless ups and downs, regulatory challenges, market cycles, and emerging as a resilient and highly sought after asset. The exponential growth of Bitcoin's price is a testament to its unique features and value proposition. Here are some of the key factors that have contributed to Bitcoin's remarkable ascent, including its adoption by the market. So, I mean, numbers, again, don't lie. Let's go back to this chart and just take another look at it because it's so beautiful. Check this freaking out. This was the first time recorded, I guess it was October 5th of 2009. $1 was equivalent to 1,309 BTC. Like, whoa, just goes to show you, fam, HODL gang, where you at? Because all you need to HODL is for 4 years or longer, because every single individual who held Bitcoin for 4 years or longer is in the green. And could you imagine a few more halving cycles from now, how big your gains could be? You already know, fam. So keep stacking them sats and HODL be thy name. And with that being shared, now let's discuss the latest saga continuing in the courts with SBF and FTX Gary Wang, as he shared a testimony ultimately saying Sam Bankman-Fried knew what he was doing and taking full responsibility for some of the actions. So let's break this down, shall we? This is Gary Wang right here. If you didn't know, he was the CTO of FTX. So here we go. Gary Wang testified that they allowed FTX's sister company, Alameda Research, to withdraw unlimited funds from the exchange. Not a good look there. He said these special privileges for Alameda were coded into the FTX system. The testimony was published on the social media platform X by Matthew Russell Lee of Inner City Press. Wang has known Sam Bankman-Fried since high school when they met at a summer camp in Minnesota. And after college, Wang worked at Google before joining Bankman-Fried at the crypto trading firm Alameda Research. And when asked about the wire fraud, here's what Gary Wang stated: "We allowed Alameda to withdraw unlimited funds." So he admits it. Wang explained that Alameda was named after Alameda County in California, where it was founded. Good to note. I didn't know that. It included research in the name because Bankman-Fried said it would make opening a bank account easier. Interesting. Wang owned 10% of Alameda, with Bankman-Fried owning the remaining 90%. And at FTX, Wang focused on coding, while Bankman-Fried handled speaking to media, lobbying, and communicating with investors, according to Russell Lee's thread. Wang reportedly directed to Bankman-Fried, who had the final say in any disagreements. Wang earned a $200,000 salary at FTX, but also owned 17% of the company's stock, making him a billionaire on paper before FTX's collapse, now worth negative whatever, how many billions, right? Prosecutors presented evidence showing Wang and Bankman-Fried's longstanding relationship and Wang's integral role at FTX, where he enabled Alameda's special privileges. Wang's remarks came on the heels of Adam Yalita's testimony as the proceedings unfold. Bankman-Fried's attorney is gearing up for a rigorous cross-examination of the CTO. It was highlighted during the hearing that Wang allocated funds for a home purchase and had substantial reserve potentially earmarked for future venture and startups. The prosecution further punctuated their case by presenting select photographs and playing a podcast snippet that delves into the origins of Alameda Research's moniker. The hearing on Thursday with Wang mostly covered the relationship with Bankman-Fried and the alleged wire fraud, and today starts day 4 in trial, so I'll be keeping you posted with the latest updates. One thing is for certain, Gary Wang and Caroline Ellison are not going to be protecting Bankman-Fried because they're just straight up speaking the truth. Meanwhile, SBF continues to deny all the allegations. How do you feel, fam? This is likely to play out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and at the end of the show, I'll be reading everyone's comments out loud. Now let's break down our next story of the day. ARK Investors Cathie Wood says the odds of a Bitcoin ETF getting approved in the United States continues to go up. All the way up. Send it. Let's fricking go. Here we go. Cathie Wood, shout out to Cathie, the CEO of influential innovation investor ARK Invest, has voiced new optimism regarding the potential approval of a Bitcoin spot ETF in the United States, stating that the odds are going up for such a decision. Facts. Her comments come amid the ongoing efforts by multiple entities to launch a Bitcoin ETF in the United States, including the likes of Fidelity and BlackRock. And just FYI, Fidelity controls over $4.5 trillion in assets under management. BlackRock, roughly 10 trillion. So that's over 14 trillion between the two, a development that signals the growing interest in providing investors with easier access to cryptocurrency. The path to approving a Bitcoin spot ETF in the United States has been marked by a series of applications, delays, and discussions with the SEC and no clarity Gary, as we call him here on the channel. While several proposals have been filed by prominent financial firms like Van Eck and Fidelity, the SEC has has delayed its decision on these applications. And just recently, I think it was last week, Gary, you know what I mean, not FTX, the SEC chairman got summoned into court, and he actually had to explain to Congress why there has been no approval of a Bitcoin ETF. And they said straight up, Gary, you need to approve a Bitcoin ETF in the United States immediately, with that keyword being immediately. So they're saying the pressure is on the regulators as they continue to push back the ETF, you know what I mean, applications, as long as they potentially can, to control the markets. Yet Cathie Wood was overall optimistic in her new remarks, according to Financial News, quoting her here. We are partnering with 21 shares in the United States, hoping to launch a Bitcoin ETF if it is ever approved by the SEC. We think the odds are going up that it will be approved. Now, in the absence of a spot ETF, investors have turned into Bitcoin futures ETFs, which, yes, can be controlled and manipulated by the regulators, which have already been approved and are live in the US. These ETFs offer exposure to Bitcoin's price movements by investing in future contracts regulated on the crypto exchanges. However, do note there is a distinction between spot and future-based ETFs, and it's quite significant. Bitcoin spot ETFs provide the direct ownership of the underlying asset, Bitcoin itself, whereas Bitcoin futures ETFs involve contracts based on Bitcoin's future price, potentially introducing additional complexities and risks and price manipulation. Had to throw that in there. It's fact. Yet, while the US grapples with the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs, other countries such as Canada have already approved and launched similar products. As reported, Wood said she did not anticipate any problems for ARK Invest as it seeks to roll out more crypto products in Europe. Quoting Cathie again, my sense is there won't be any issue, but we are still working through this with our partners who are speaking with regulators. Now, as discussions and deliberations continue between the financial firms, regulators, and the SEC, the crypto community will be closely monitoring developments in the hope that a Bitcoin spot ETF approval may be on the horizon. That's what's up. And we all know we have a Bitcoin halving scheduled for April of 2024. The SEC is going to have to make a decision on the spot Bitcoin ETFs by the end of March. If we get the green light, it could be like a domino effect as the Bitcoin game theory continues in full effect. Competition is a beautiful thing. There's already a dozen or so major institutions awaiting their, to be approved by the SEC. So we'll see how that's likely to play out. I think BlackRock is likely to get the green light first because they have the most money to bribe the SEC. And it seems to be this way. But anyways, fam, now let's discuss the Bitcoin ETF inflows once we get that approval from the SEC. Then we'll be breaking down some $200,000 plus price predictions. So here we go. This is Jeremy Hogan. He is the CIO of a major company by the name of Bitwise Asset Management. Once launched, the US listed spot ETFs will gather $55 billion of net inflows during the next 5 years. Personally, I think that's extremely conservative. I can see trillions, as much as 5 trillion or more, entering the Bitcoin market within the next 5 years with the approval of the spot ETF app. But let me know your thoughts, fam. Now, Bitwise Asset Management CIO Matthew Hogan predicted during October 4th's panel discussion held as part of the 4th annual ETFGI Global ETFs Insight Summit, United States. He said his prediction is based on looking at flows into the Bitcoin ETFs listed into the other markets, quoting him here. And that would be in addition to the money that's already in GBTC, which we know is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust that can convert. Now, on the panel, the outlook for crypto ETFs and tokenization, which was moderated by Deborah Farr, managing partner and founder of ETFGI, also included Yassine Alamandra, crypto lead at ARK Investment Management, and Bitwise and ARK are amongst the number of firms, including BlackRock, that have filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission to offer spot Bitcoin ETFs. And while the SEC has approved Bitcoin futures ETFs, we all know they have yet to allow a spot ETF, quoting him here. I do think if you look at the history of inflows into novel ETFs, that people will initially be disappointed. While he has seen ridiculous predictions on X, he also says that spot Bitcoin ETFs will take in 10 billion, 20 billion, or 30 billion within the first year. There is just no precedent in the history of ETFs for that. 100%. Now, he also pointed out to the State Street Global Advisors SPDR Gold Shares, the first U.S. traded gold ETF, which goes by the ticker symbol GLD, quoting him here. And if you look at GLD, it got $3 billion in year one, but it didn't really hit its stride until year 5, 6, or 7, he said. So I suspect that people will overestimate the short-term impact and underestimate the long-term impact, but I really think it's transformational. And I'll give gold the example again. When the gold ETF first came to market, gold was something people bought in things such as coins, bars, and currents, if I'm pronouncing that right, which they put under mattresses and didn't discuss in polite conversation. And the gold ETF really mainstreamed it so that everybody, financial advisors, institutions, can talk about gold the same way they talk about real estate. And I think a Bitcoin ETF will do that. We are already seeing that preach. Now, the day BlackRock announced it was coming into the market was the last day I heard anyone ask me about FTX, referencing the collapse of the empire founded by SBF. And when it comes to crypto-specific products, Alameda believes the investors are likely to converge towards asset managers that have a lot of familiarity within the space and aren't just looking to ride the momentum. She also recommended going to various advisors' websites to see when they first talking about Bitcoin and whether that a few months ago or several years ago, meaning how long have they been bullish on Bitcoin. Now, Hogan said he fully agreed with that point, quoting him here. There's a perception the big dogs are coming into the space. The BlackRocks, the Invescos will dominate. But this is an ETF savvy room, the Bitwise CIO said, adding that those in the room know that in specialty areas, it is often specialty providers that lead. Now, Anna Paglia, the global head of ETFs, index strategies, SMAs, and models at Invesco, said in a written comment October 5th that while it is true that specialty providers can succeed in certain segments of the market, it's also true that leading ETF providers are big for a reason. They have the experience, the strength, and infrastructure to help clients achieve their investment objectives. Preach. So there you have it. And while we're on the topic of spot Bitcoin ETFs, here's a prediction: 6 reasons why the Bitcoin price is likely to trend north of $200,000 connected to the ETF approval. And then I'm going to be sharing with you a brand new prediction from Max Keiser, which he just shared and got published today. He believes that Bitcoin is going to hit 220,000, which is his short-term target currently in play. So let's break this down, shall we? Here we go. Let's explore 6 compelling reasons analyst Crypto Rover presents to support his claim. The first reason he believes Bitcoin is going to soar above $200,000 is number 1. BlackRock's strong ETF approval track record is one of the major arguments put forth in the history of BlackRock's ETF approval rate. We know it's something like 575 to 1, virtually meaning there's like a 99.9% chance of approval. Reason number 2, BlackRock's role during the 2008 financial crisis. During that crisis, the U.S. government and the Fed sought guidance from BlackRock to navigate the turbulent times. This demonstrates a high level of trust in BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, and the government. Reason number 3, the CEO of BlackRock has expressed a favorable view of Bitcoin. That's right. He once said Bitcoin was only good for money laundering. Then he had a complete 180, and obviously now he's bullish as all heck, and he is counting on the Bitcoin ETF approval from the SEC, so he couldn't be more bullish. But we also got to remember at one point he was bashing Bitcoin, and I shared this on Rumble in my uncensored Q&A session. If you missed it, be sure to check that out. Reason number 4, in the past, BlackRock has already ventured into the world of cryptos by introducing a private Bitcoin ETF aimed at institutional investors. Reason 5, he highlights the existence of active trading of spot Bitcoin ETFs in both Europe and Canada. And reason number 6, he draws attention to the fact that major asset management firms, including Vanguard, Fidelity, have also submitted apps for their own Bitcoin spot ETFs during this cycle. So there you have it. Now let's dive into our breaking story of the day. Max Keiser predicts Bitcoin astronomical flight to $220,000 per coin as all hell breaks loose. Let's break this baby down. shall we? And then we'll dive into our live Q&A. Massive shout out to everyone today in the live chat. Max Keiser, we all know as the high priest of Bitcoin, an advisor of President of El Salvador, expressed an optimistic look for the Bitcoin near-term trajectory, responding to a recent CNBC article titled "Signs of Disruption Emerge in Financial Markets," which discussed the significant shift in the financial landscape from expectations of enduring low interest rates to the anticipation of higher rates. Keiser took to Twitter to share the following. As predicted, all hell breaking loose. Bitcoin 220,000 short term in play. Here are the actual tweets right here. This was the first one we're responding to. This was the CNBC article. Something is breaking in financial markets. Here's what's behind the sell-off, in which Max responded very unapologetically, as predicted, all hell breaking loose. Bitcoin $220,000 short term in play. He also subsequently tweeted on the back of the Zero Hedge article, WTO warns of broad-based global trade slowdown, slashes the forecast. Max responded that the central banks will print a wall of money visible from outer space. 220,000 short-term Bitcoin in play. So send it and let's freaking go. Now, notably, as per the article, this abrupt transformation of the global economy and central bank policies has in the past year led to stock market declines and a remarkable surge in treasury yields, sending shockwaves through businesses and raising concerns about the impending economic downturn. Now, Max Keiser's optimism regarding Bitcoin short-term performance and shows and reflects his belief that the crypto can serve as a hedge against the potential economic turbulence and inflation resulting from the central bank's monetary policies. That's right, 100%. Max is right on the money. Keiser's assertions echo those of BitMEX co-founder Arthur Hayes, who I shared this story in great detail in yesterday's episode. If you missed it, check it out. Quoting Arthur Hayes, "We are about to witness the biggest bull market in human history, driven by the most amount of money printed in the shortest amount of time." 100%. And in the essay, Hayes offered a notably optimistic perspective on an impending extraordinary bull market in the crypto arena. He attributed this optimism primarily to the key driving force, which is the anticipation that major central banks, such as the U.S. Federal Reserve and others, will undertake an unprecedented surge in fiat currency printing over the next 2 to 3 years, virtually saying they will continue to print until the wheels fall off. Money printer continue to go. This substantial influx of liquidity, humorously termed as Hayes as toilet paper money, that's right, is poised to catalyze the swift advancement and widespread adoption of artificial intelligence technology. Earlier, he also went on to share that he sees an ambitious target for Bitcoin. We're talking about Crypto Hayes, Arthur Hayes, the ex-BitMEX founder. He is seeing Bitcoin hitting a target between $750,000 and $1 million per coin by the year 2026. So virtually saying within the next 3 years, expect the Bitcoin price to hit as high as $1 million per coin, which would virtually mean hitting Cathie Wood of ARK Invest's $1 million target 4 years before she's anticipating it. What's your thoughts surrounding these bullish price targets for the King Crypto? Max Keiser's short-term target of 220,000 in play. We have, ARK Invest, Cathie Wood predicting $1 million by 2030, maybe as high as 1.5 million in the most bullish case, and Arthur Hayes projecting a $750,000 to $1 million Bitcoin price within the next 3 years. Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. Now let's dive into our live Q&A as we do here each and every day. Massive shout out to everyone in the live chat. Matthew J, what it do? TI, Digital Dankness, shout out to our mods. Shout out to Lex Valdez, Evan Rivero, Baz Dragon, Japan in the building. We got people tuning in from all over the world. Ethan, what's good? Fairground, good to see you. Tuning in from the UK. Jack Gion, Poke Vibes, was good. Tim's Crypto, Passive Income, good to see the fam as always. A lot of excitement in the chat. Kidder Inc., what it do? Phil C, what's new? Welcome to all the fam. $0 G-Row. Walter, let's get it. Matthew, I appreciate it. Are we above 28? We're right on the cusp right now. We're like, what, $17 away from it. So just a matter of time. You already know. Johnny Midas, Desert Greetings JV. I appreciate your support, fam. Henry Garcia, I'm buckled up I'm in this for the long haul. Rocket ship to the moon, USA in the building. Shout out to Henry Garcia. I appreciate that, fam. Tough T, like button smashed. I appreciate that. That's the greatest compliment you can do. It helps out with the YouTube algo, as you already know. Cryptic Sniper, welcome, fam. Good to see you. Stack sats on sats on sats. You already know Matthew J. That's what we do. I saw a lot of the crypto fam was at Pacific Bitcoin Conference. I saw pictures with Coinfather, with Max Keiser, Corey Klepson. Good times, looks like. Robert Brady, let's freaking go. TGIF in the house. You already know. And starting today, JV Reacts. The very first session, uncensored, is going to be on Rumble as soon as this live stream ends. I prepared already a bunch of audios on the Roadcaster. Andrew Tate talking about Bitcoin. Alex Jones talking about Bitcoin. Elon Musk talking about Bitcoin. And if you want to see JV Reacts live and uncensored, be sure to join us on Rumble after this YouTube session is officially over. Just FYI, as I can speak, censorship resistant over on Rumble, in which I can't do over here on YouTube. Yeah, man, I am bullish on Bitcoin, mainly in Litecoin, says Ethan. Word up. Litecoin was born to mimic Bitcoin with the first transaction time. That is correct. And correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Litecoin the first fork of the Bitcoin network? That's why they used to compare Bitcoin as digital gold and Litecoin being the silver, to Bitcoin being the gold. I need 5 jobs to pay for gas and groceries. That's right, because inflation is insanity. And that's really just a way of taxing the poor. Which is a damn shame, but that's what we're witnessing. I collect yield on SHIB coins. Do you mean ish coins? Swap it for BTC. Well, as long as you keep stacking them sats, that's the name of the game. Have you done analysis on it if you would have been just buying Bitcoin? Good point. We'd love to see what the gains are, just hodling and stacking sats. The Lightning Network is unmatched. Partly the reason Litecoin doesn't see volume like BTC. I think Ethan makes a great point. We all know layer 2s exist, like the Lightning Network, that allows one to send and receive Bitcoin transactions virtually free and instantaneous. The major exchanges should all be incorporating Lightning. I remember Brian Armstrong of Coinbase was talking about he was going to. I know the Binance CEO CZ said something similar, but let's hold them accountable. How many of these major exchanges are already implementing Bitcoin Lightning Network? I'd love to know. I know Dankness knows a lot about the exchanges. I know he's been working on a video with the most cost-effective ways to purchase Bitcoin, comparing all the top exchanges, especially in the United States, to see which ones offer the least amount of fees. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think your analysis shared that Kraken, the exchange in the United States, has the lowest amount of fees. So it's a great place to be stacking them stats. As you know, you need an on-ramp and off-ramp typically to acquire Bitcoin, unless you're doing so peer-to-peer, as there's many different ways to acquire Bitcoin. Not only as an investor, yeah, you can invest in Bitcoin using the on and off ramps. You can also earn crypto, just like a lot of athletes and professionals are right now. You can use services like Strike, and virtually any employer, if you want to receive a portion of your paycheck in BTC, that's all a possibility. So yeah, you can work for Bitcoin. If you didn't know, now you know. You can mine Bitcoin, a lot of different ways to be accumulating those stats. Gary Wang driving the bus over and over SBF. Yes, and the short bus. I have a little Litecoin, but I am going to sell it if it goes green. This is the same for the few other alts. Word up, Boz. Do what you got to do. Unlimited. Did you see the supply cap of Ethereum over on CoinMarketCap is the infinity signal? So how are we comparing Bitcoin and Ethereum as a store of value? One of them has a infinite supply and the other has a finite limited supply. So there is no comparison whatsoever. Isn't that crazy though? No one can figure out what's the supply cap. All they can do is give us abstract mathematical formulas, which no one can comprehend and understand. So hence infinity. Crazy, right? And also in my reacts, I have a clip of Vitalik talking about 10 years from now where he sees Ethereum, and he gives a prediction. I think it's pretty cool. I know he lied. He said he hacked his Ledger wallet, and here's the truth. He made sure it was coded for her to chase her losses. Word up, Dankness. They're all flipping on SBF. Wouldn't they? Because SBF basically threw them all under the short bus. So I think they should be compelled to tell the truth. Get the truth out there. That's all we want. Justice. I'm on the Shropshire Wales border, but I have got friends in Elgin near Red Ruth. Word up. Shout out to my peeps in the UK. Hola, hola, peeps from Los Angeles. I got nothing but California love for you, TI. Much love. I'm in the US, but have a lot of Bitcoin friends across the pond. That's what's up, Matthew. CoffeeZilla did a video on SPF yesterday highlighting his new advocate. Interesting. Shout out to CoffeeZilla. I'm going to have to check that one out. Thank you, $0 G Row. Appreciate that. She pointed to the hills and said, all the way up. Word. Hello, passive still stacking. What it do? Good to see you, fam. Waiting to see the boom to the moon. Let's go. We're from the moon. Well, that's where we're all going, says Kidder Inc. I wonder if Gary and his twin brother ever shower together. That's a very relevant question, Knoxville. I'd love to know the answer to that one. If anyone has any insights, please do let us know. Knoxville, probably. They look alike. They look like fish anyways. I think all the ETFs will be approved in January, as I'm pretty sure that ARK's last date on the deadline. Well, we'd love to see all those ETF approvals right in time before the Bitcoin halving. It's just going to make that much more bullish of a case for this cycle peak. 100%, because massive institutional volume will send trillions, I truly do believe, into Bitcoin. Guys and gals, I pray and support your plans for financial freedom and struggles in this real world. Much respect, TI. SEC is buying time to figure out how to crush the Bitcoin price after the ETF approval, if there is one. Wouldn't put that past them. They are straight up criminals, in my humble opinion, Phil C. I appreciate those thoughts. Bull run, July 2024. I believe the bull run ultimately started after the bottom of fourth quarter of last year when we touched the low of 15,700. You know what I mean? I think GBTC has a chance to get approved first. Just my speculation. I do also think GBTC has a good chance of being approved because they already hold the underlying asset. They're the largest holder of Bitcoin in the world, controlling over 600,000 BTC. The difference with BlackRock and the Fidelities, etc., they need to purchase. They need to mass purchase these Bitcoins because to offer a spot Bitcoin ETF, you have to be holding on to the underlying asset so that there could be no manipulation, no derivatives, none of that future BS. You know what I mean? So how much easier is it for them to get the conversion and get the green light from the SEC to start offering that product? So you make a great point. Great thoughts, fam. Appreciate you sharing. And my mods are doing a fantastic job, I see. Massive shout out to Digital Dankness. The chat is on fire. We lit. You already know, fam. Matthew says 0.00000012817 Bitcoin per person per year after the 2040 halving. Word up. Are you talking about, whoa, oh, that's wild. We know the final Bitcoin ever mined will be in the year 2140. The future's looking bright. You know what I mean? And there's always wild cards. There's always black swan events. You know what I mean? Anything's possible. Yeah, the mods are doing fantastic. Much love. Holy moly. Hey, tuning in again from your favorite ish hole place, says Cushy. Where are you from again? Damn, haven't heard. Whoa. Yeah, like, whoa. You already know. Baz near Bombinin home. Yeah, good stuff. Rollins, no spamming. That's right. The moderators will, you know what I mean? This is one strike, you're out. So if you're caught spamming in the live chat, you're out for life. That's life, baby. Breaking 28,000, just say there is time. What are we, $6 away? We can do it. Let's go. Yup, above the 28,000 by a hair. It all depends on which, you know what I mean, market you're looking at, really. We're probably already above it on many of them. I think Bitcoin trades at 30,000 plus for November, 40 to 45,000 by the end of the year, predicts Waxel. I think that's a great prediction, right in alignment with my expectations. I think we can be above 40,000 before the end of the year. I believe 2024, we return to the all-time high, which is above 69,000, entering price discovery mode. Then I think we reach the cycle peak sometime in 2025. I think it'll be multiple six figures. I think 220,000 is conservative. Sky's the limit, or as I say, there is no limit to thy sky. So send it and let's freaking go. Let's bring it. Nasser is bullish on XRP, says rocket ship to the moon. I hope XRP recovers to at least its all-time high, this cycle peak. It's been suppressed at roughly 50 cents since the unlawful actions of the SEC attacking it many years back, as we all know. But it's good to see that the appeal got denied by Judge Torres, meaning another victory for XRP and crypto and another massive L for the SEC and no clarity, Gary. That's life, baby. Let's get it from Nigeria. Shout out to all my African peeps out there. Much love. Can't stop crypto coming. So hop on the train. All aboard, fam. Bitcoin crashed before the last two halvings, and we didn't have the bleak economic outlook, says KC. Word up. Matthew, only if I have money left over for a big house comes first, my mate. There will be less people with one whole Bitcoin than there are people with 10 million net worth today. Facts, because some people will never get it. They never will. Over on Rumble, peace, no war. That's right. For those that don't know, we stream simultaneously every day on YouTube and Rumble at the same time. I know half the audience right now is on Rumble. The other half is on YouTube. But when the YouTube stream ends, we all go to the after party on Rumble and we celebrate uncensored JV, live Q&A, crypto news alerts. And today I have a JV React session all prepared with the audio bits I'm going to be reacting to. So I highly encourage you to follow me over on Rumble, and I appreciate that. Litecoin is going to pump, says near me. Well, it's interesting. Litecoin typically does lead the bull market before Bitcoin tends to break out. So if you see massive price action going north on Litecoin, that may be a omen that Bitcoin is next. Jack, I think between us, we wiped out the spamming asses. Word up. Hallelujah. Celebration. And again, shout out to our moderators doing a fantastic job. Cardano rules, says Maximilian, number 4. Word up. Anyone else bullish on ADA? Let us know. And why are you bullish on Cardano? Let us know. Hey, Dankness, would you know or anyone else how to purchase Bitcoin with cash? That's an excellent question. Let's see if anyone knows the solution to that. Guys, this is the largest massive movement of finances in all assets in history in crypto. Your opinions? Yes, it is. This is a financial revolution. Enter the Bitcoin and exit the fiat matrix Ponzi US dollar scheme. Just saying. Bitcoin is the king. Everything else bleeds against Bitcoin. You know that's right. And right now we're on the cusp of recapturing 50% dominance in the Bitcoin market. I feel that's going to be the line in the sand. Once we hit 50%, I think we're going to be marching towards that 60%. How high do you think the Bitcoin dominance is likely to climb this cycle? And do you think Bitcoin will outpace Ethereum this cycle for the first time? As the two previous cycles, Ethereum has outpaced Bitcoin. But I have a feeling that Bitcoin is going to crush all competitors this cycle in particular. And I'm not comparing ETH to Bitcoin as a competitor because there's no comparison, but you see the gist. You know what I mean? Anyways, a rising ship rises, or a rising tide rises all ships. So as Bitcoin goes parabolic, all the altcoins are going to go along for the ride. Which is what we seem to see every, cycle. 28,000, baby. Send it. Let's go. Arthur Hayes' dream, and even Cathie Wood is, I reckon, 500,000 by 2033. Well, it all depends on the strength of the US dollar. That's going to play a major factor if you think about that, fam. You know what I mean? Will the dollar be hyperinflated by that time? Or will they still be printing until the wheels fall off? How many more trillions will be printed by that year is a great question. And finally, we recaptured again and again, 28,000 as we're currently trading above with the Bitcoin price action up over 2% for the day. Let's freaking go. That's what I love about these live streams, fam. We pumping. Let's go to the moon. You already know. Matthew, I appreciate that. What do you think of XRP JV? That's a great question. I think XRP has a lot of potential because it seems it is the chosen bridge currency to help facilitate the central bank digital currencies, which are the CBDCs. So XRP represents the complete opposite of what Bitcoin represents and stands for. So therefore, I'm all in on Bitcoin, and I have no desire to go long on XRP because I don't support central bank digital currencies, and I do not support the enslavement of mankind. That's just me. I much rather have the antidote than the slavery system, right? Bitcoin is the escape hatch, and that's the only way to escape what's incoming with CBDCs, and XRP is the technology which will make that possible for the central bankers. So that's how I feel. You know what I mean? And maybe on Rumble Uncensored, I can say how I really feel. And I can go a little deeper. Great work. Teamwork makes the dream work. You already know. Christopher Cooper, says Chase Bank will enable crypto payments. Amen. About time. JP Morgan Chase, Jamie the tapeworm diamond. You know what I mean? You can only suppress Bitcoin for so long, fam, because game theory is in full effect. Now that BlackRock is bullish, all the banks, all the institutions, financial people around the world are going to be into Bitcoin, if not already. UK regulations come October 9th. Got an email from Coinbase today, but nothing changing apart from disclaimers for now. Good to note, Chris Meir. Appreciate you tuning in, fam. Thanks for the insights. Just remember, if you give your Bitcoin to a bank to custody, it's no longer yours, just like fiat. That's right. Whoever controls the keys owns the coin. So when you have your crypto uploaded to the exchanges, you no longer own the crypto. That's fact, right? If you don't have it in your own private wallet, you don't own the crypto. Not your keys, not your cheese, not your keys, not your coins. We say this very often as a reminder because newbies don't know any better. Maybe they get a position in Bitcoin. They're like, oh, it's safe in that wallet on this exchange. What if the regulators attack the exchange? What if the hackers attack the exchange and it's a honeypot? You know what I mean? So take your crypto off the exchanges and learn how to self-custody your cryptocurrency or forever hold your peace. You know what I mean? You got to be smart about it. 28,000, let's go. Neo Style says, I purchased Bitcoin with cash because I have no country. I just give the cash to a friend. He buys Bitcoin and then passes it to my cold wallet. Very interesting. I guess where there is a will, there is a way. Dankness says some Bitcoin ATMs have that feature. I've been helping a few learn to get new ATMs that allow for cash to Bitcoin. Well, that's fantastic. Good to note. So it all depends upon the ATM. That's what's up. Cushy, we pumping. That's right. We above 28,000. Let's freaking go. Let's send this baby north of 30,000, shall we? A Bitcoin veteran friend suggests giving a few sats to normies via the MUUN wallet. Have normie download MUUN. It has been effective. Good to note, Matthew. Appreciate that. Felix Hopkins, welcome. Smart move, I reckon. Student loan to BTC. Bitcoin to go to $157,000 in 2025. It's destiny. It was written. Send it. Let's go. Statwise, Tonebase pointed out recently that no alt ever regained its all-time high against Bitcoin. And choose the ETH Bitcoin chart to demonstrate. Just saying. Facts, fam. And I said this yesterday, and I'll say it boldly again. The only cryptocurrency I'm anticipating returning to its all-time high this cycle is Bitcoin. Many of the altcoins will never return to their all-time high. Face the facts, because that's the reality, fam. Let that sink in. You know what I mean? Now, what's good? Good to see you guys. What up, Jeff? What up, Ron Puma? What's poppin'? Phil C. We need to flip 28,000 as support. That will be big. Well, let's get it. Yeah, Nano Trezor. Trezors are dope. I recommend those ones. They're great wallets. They've been around for many years. They're trustworthy. And always be sure to buy your wallet directly from the source, never from a third party. Never go to Amazon and look for some random seller to sell you a crypto wallet because it could be tampered with and they can steal all of your crypto. Get it directly from the source and it will always have a seal on it so that you know it's legit and it wasn't tampered with. You know what I mean? Straight up. Glad to hear. Soaking the fun. I stopped using my ledger after they announced they could retroactively extract your seed from the device. Yeah, I'd be a little alarmed as well. I went to open source Trezor after that. Smart move. I also don't trust Ledger. Nowhere near I trust Trezor. Trezor's open source and Ledger has come out and said some very shady things I don't agree with. So therefore I no longer trust them. I just wanted to throw that out there as well. 90 degrees here, says Jeff. It's hot as all hell here in Puerto Rico. Sun shining. I'm always soaking up in my house, even with the ACs blasting. We got Nipsey, the mascot, somewhere around here, cooling off. Good stuff. Yes, it's the back door, but they claim it's fixed now. Sure, Ledger, whatever you say. Just like Bankman-Fried's backdoor is fixed with FTX and Alameda Research. All the funds are safe. No worries, guys. Personally, I usually recommend Trezor, Blockstream, Jade, or Cold Card. All great wallets. I've heard great things about the Cold Card. I've heard great things about Blockstream, Jade, and we all know Trezor is a great wallet with a good track record, so you can't go wrong with any of those wallets. Thank you for those recommendations, Matthew. Appreciate that. Ski season is soon. Oh, word? I can see you skiing in your pick there with that fresh powder, Felix. capture it. Litecoin does have a limited amount of coin like Bitcoin. That's a beautiful thing. I don't understand the cryptocurrencies with infinite supplies. For example, like Elon Musk, how could you be against Bitcoin? Like this soundbite I have, he bashes Bitcoin, and then be so pro Dogecoin, which is an ish coin. You know what I mean? What logic does that, you know what I mean, play? Makes no sense whatsoever. So I can't wait for our session over on Rumble Uncensored, where we're going to be doing JV Reacts. It's going to be lit. And again, I encourage you to all join us and support free speech over on Rumble. My direct link is rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. And I always pin in the live chat, in the YouTube live chat, the Rumble direct link to the show. So you can actually click on that and start joining us over on Rumble immediately. With that being shared, fam, our show over on YouTube is finito. Quick reminder, be sure to support our Clips channel, which is new, at clips.cryptonewsalerts.net, and our newest channel, which is espanol.cryptonewsalerts.net. And if you gain value out of today's show, smash that like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And with that being said, let's all head on over to the after party, uncensored, on Rumble, JV Reacts. Let's get it. And I'll see y'all on tomorrow's episode if you're not going to be joining us over on Rumble. Deuces, fam. Enjoy your weekend. Chat with you soon. Peace. All right, the stream is officially over.